Hi guys, I am Brooke. This is John.
How's it going?
I started this program, I've been working out at Vive for about a year and a half now. And last spring, I just was not seeing any results with my workout. And so I came to John and I was like, okay, why is this not working for me? Like, I'm starting to get that weird back bra fat that I was like, no thanks. So we talked, I did a body fat analysis test with him, and that is what changed everything for me. So before we kind of dive into this whole 6-week program that you guys are about to start, I'm going to let John introduce himself.
Hi guys, my name is Jon McDowell. I'm originally from Odessa, Texas. If you ever saw the movie Friday Night Lights, that's where that was filmed. I've just been an avid in fitness my entire life. I actually started when I was 13 years old, and I spent the pretty much last 12 years really dedicating and furthering my knowledge and education, and that wealth of knowledge I try to bring back and help clients achieve the goals that they're seeking. And so that's what we're going to go over in this program with you guys, is give you the 20% that can produce 80% of the results.
And he's really knowledgeable. I'm telling you, I've learned so much over the last year. It's crazy. Okay, so you're probably wondering why 6 weeks? And I was wondering the same thing because I thought Whole30 was going to be bad, but 6 weeks, I promise you can do it. If I did it, anyone can, because y'all know that I love my food and I love my wine, but this just was something that I needed to do because I was bloating just almost every single day and I felt terrible. And after this, my lifestyle completely changed. So why 6 weeks and what's involved in the 6-week program?
The 6 weeks is essentially enough time for you to get into hard habits.
Yep.
To where first 1, 2, 3, you can almost will yourself to do anything.
Right, yeah.
But at a certain point, lifestyle, friends, these situations, you know, they come up more and more and more.
Yes,
so,
they do.
But right around the 6-week mark, anything that you can keep up with for that long is going to make a tremendous difference in your ability to be a new norm and a new habit. We checked in every 2 weeks with body composition. So every 2 weeks, we would recheck in and we would address diet, we would address micronutrients, we would address sleep, we would address training based on how she was progressing. So that also gave us 3 checkpoints to where we could look at the last 14 days and make very...
Well, the last 2 weeks too, for me, it took about 4 weeks for me to even start seeing like results from the eating and the sleeping better. I had more energy. I could just see myself becoming more toned. Just overall felt better.
And so we like that 6 week mark just to be able to address micronutrients, diet, lifestyle, and training.
Yes. So you told me that my insulin and cortisol levels were the reasons that I wasn't able to burn those fats and sugars, and that my body had basically kind of gone into a storage mode. So that's why I had to stick to basically a Whole30 diet. And so why Whole30? What's the reasoning behind it?
So with her, most people in the Western, if you're eating a kind of standard Western diet, just over time, our bodies start to become resistant to the things that we're taking in. And what you're gonna see primarily, if that's your issue, is the upper back, this area right here, or the hip. You're actually gonna be carrying more body fat regionally than other areas of the body. That's a body fat composition test that we did with her. That gave us very direct information that she needed to make some changes. Moderate, lower carbohydrates, more greens, more proteins, healthy fats in the diet, removing some alcohol, things that her body was starting to become resistant and intolerant to. That made a big difference.
So with the insulin and cortisol levels, obviously, you know, we've got to change the diet. That's first and foremost.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
nutrition number 1.
Yes, you told me too that I needed to start implementing some supplements into my daily routine as well. So why the 3 supplements that you put me on, magnesium, multivitamin, and omega? Why those?
On her biosignature assessment, those came up in her foundational protocol, but those are also things that if you're in the kind of the standard Western diet and the American diet, your foods may be devoid of those nutrients, and just over time, because we're not getting those basic micronutrients that we need, things stop working over time, or they down throttle in their efficiency. And so the multivitamin is basically a checkpoint and kind of bulletproof way that you can make sure that you're covering your basis on anything that you may not be getting through your diet.
Okay.
And the reality is they did research, guys, they did meta-analysis where they took every diet and they studied every diet, whether it's Mediterranean, whether it's keto, whether it was paleo, Atkins, whatever it was, and each one had over 14 micronutrients, vitamins and minerals that it was deficient in based on the RDA level, okay? So even if you ate perfect, there's no way to encompass all those micronutrients that we need on a daily basis. So that's what the multivitamin is gonna help you with, okay? Number 2 is magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most essential minerals for the body.
You said everyone's deficient in magnesium,
yes,
for the most part.
For the most part, because it's actually very hard to get the amount that we need on a daily basis. It's for sure over 300 enzymic actions in the body, and what happens is you never necessarily run out because it's essential over certain functions of the body. You just down throttle all these processes that should work optimally, but you don't have enough reserve for them to do so. And so over time, especially when you have blood sugar management issues and you're gaining more weight around the abdomen, you definitely want to look and assess how much are you getting on a daily basis. So that makes a big difference. But it also is over the cortisol and stress.
Right.
Really, helping her calm down at night, helping her get deeper levels of sleep. And then number 3 was omega-3. So every gene in the human body has a receptor site for omega-3s. They actually help the cells in the body communicate better. Okay. And I always use an analogy. Think of like, if I pour water on my hand, it hits my hand and it rolls off. That's what happens when there's lots of trans fats in the diet, and kind of the Western diet, the American diet, and you're eating more processed foods. Okay. And this doesn't have to happen short term. It can happen over a long time, guys, over years, from teenage years through 20s, 30s, etc.
Because I was never eating horrible.
Yes, absolutely.
I've always been in decent shape, but I did notice
it happened slowly, and it was slowly, very slowly, and this is what happens for most people. And so basically it helps allow the cells to be more permeable and they can communicate better. Information goes in like it should, information can come out. And then that also helps you manage the information from the food that you're taking in, and you'll see big difference in the quality of the skin, as well as the amount of skin that you can grab, especially on the skin folds. So omega-3s are very essential in our diet, and the biggest reason why is because we've gone from a big skew of omega-6, which are kind of pro-inflammatory. Some research has shown 25-to-1 versus omega-3. Wow. And it should really be on more of a 1-to-1 basis or slightly skewed towards omega-3. So that just helps you, if you're not consuming those sources of omega-3, to balance that ratio back out.
Awesome. So supplements are very important, but you can tell these are really just your everyday vitamins. Yep. Okay, now let's talk about the workout. I know for me, it took me a while to realize that strength training and weight training really does work. So here at Vive, we do a pretty specific workout. There's a formula to it, so I'm gonna kind of let you explain that formula.
So this is 100% from years of trial and error. 110%, 12 years, 7 days a week, trial and error, and working with a lot of people.
He doesn't take a day off either, so he knows what he's talking about.
We do sprint interval training. It's called SIT for short, which is a version of HIIT training, but it's a little bit more specific, and that is the start of our workout. We actually do that at the beginning and not the end. And then from there, we spend about 40-ish minutes on strength training and going through specific motions, specific time under tension, range of motions, and different patterns. But doing it in this specific way has allowed us to produce results at a faster rate than ever possible. And so that's what we're going to go over today, and the whys, the what, and the hows. Okay,
so I come in 3 times a week, and we do upper body, lower body, and full body every week. So we are going to give you 2 workouts for upper body, 2 workouts for lower body, and 2 workouts for full body that you're gonna rotate through over these 6 weeks. So, you ready to get started?
Let's get it.
So I know that was probably a lot of information. It took me a while to pick it all up myself, but we are going to give you a little bonus video at the end of this that you guys can watch. It'll give you a more in-depth analysis of all the information that Jon has taught me. So hope you enjoy.